Indians don't deserve a superbike. But what's the joy of having everything at once this early in life? Aren't you supposed to grow with that machine? I've been to Ladakh, but this is much more difficult than that, bro. So today is 7th of November, and this is something I really wanted to talk to everyone about. This is something that has been running on my mind. So the topic is Indians don't deserve a superbike. That's right. And I'll talk about my story. It's a bit of a... So I got this bike. This is Apache 200V 4V, and I got it like 3.5 years back, and it has been running fine. It has been giving me great memories, and I hope I make a lot of memories out of this. And I got a Duke 390 Gen 3 in 2023 or 2024, March 1st. Yeah. So like 7 to 8 months back, I got a Duke 390. And with the Duke 390, I went on a lot of rides. I got a lot of friends. I'm not denying that. But then again, one question which I got from most of the folks is, why didn't you buy a superbike? Maybe a ZX6R or a S1000R, right? Honestly, I had the money. It wouldn't have burnt my pockets, to be honest. I would have been living happily with the same lifestyle even if I had got a big bike. I'm including everything, right? Maintenance, insurance, which is a lot of money. If you don't know about it, I think it's better if you because it'll kill that dream, kill your superbike dream. But yeah, I knew everything about it, but still I chose a Duke 390, right? And the first question everyone asked was, why didn't you buy a superbike? I mean, isn't 20s to enjoy your life? That's when it struck me, right? Most of the superbikes in India, right? People who are having superbikes, I went on a lot of rides with them. I'm not denying everyone is super talented, everyone is super nice, and everyone is super welcoming, because they wouldn't have invited me, right? If they had, because I was not a superbike guy. But that's not the issue. The issue is people see superbike as a status symbol, right? Like iPhone. Like if you don't have iPhone, you are a poor guy, right? But how many of you having iPhones, or how many of you know having iPhones are using it to the fullest potential, right? You're just going to watch some social media, or if you're just going to watch some random videos on YouTube, do you even need an iPhone? Or you're going to click some pictures? I mean, I understand iPhone's pictures are much better, and it's the processing is great and those kind of things, but do you even need that? Or what are you going to make out of it, right? So yeah, coming back to our thing, so people are seeing superbike as a status game, and that's something that struck me really hard, because people who are just normal people, when they got that superbike, I mean, not intentionally, but occasionally they do say things like, is this even a bike? Or and people correlate like, okay, you don't have skill because you don't have a superbike, right? Unfortunately, from what I understand, I don't know, but I don't think anyone will magically get skills just because they own a superbike. I mean, think about it, right? You are having a bike of a MotoGP rider. Can you ride even 2% of those people? Are we that much skilled? I'm not blaming those riders, because our riding and license system is much worse than other countries, and we are not even trained in those things. I totally agree. But my question is, are we talented enough to harness the full power of a superbike? I mean, I'm not someone who is saying go and get, I'm not someone who is saying don't get anything or do this with your money or that, right? Who am I to say that? But most of the folks I know got a superbike on a EMI, right? With 10%, 12% interest. And people who know compounding, right? 12% is a lot of interest, man. I mean, it might look a little less, but if you know what is compounding, it's a heck lot of money. You're paying extra, right? And people say, I get freedom. I understand, but aren't you trading the freedom? Because now you have a freedom of riding a bike, which is great, but you lost your financial freedom, right? Because Now you have to pay that EMI, and on top of that insurance, and on top of that fuel for this bike, and on top of that maintenance, right? For example, if you buy a Ducati Panigale, and for the second or third service, from what I remember, you'll have to pay close to 1 lakh, right? Because they clean a lot of other stuff. So then only it struck me, right? Why do you want to get trapped in that? I mean, even if you have the money, right? It's not like you'll have to get that. So that's what I was just thinking. Yeah, I just wanted to, I mean, these are my friends, right? I can't say it to them directly. But, uh, yeah, I mean, I have seen them getting frustrated over the maintenance, and I have also seen them happy over that bike. But is that happiness justified? That is something I'm not sure other people are thinking, because I understand you have to enjoy your 20s, man. I understand. I'm also in my 20s and my late 20s, and my time is running out. I get it. Totally, I get it. But what's the joy of having everything at once this early in life, right? Aren't you supposed to grow with that machine? Aren't you supposed to grow with that machine? I mean, I don't know how to explain it better. But yeah, I mean, the mission is to make memories, man, not to just sit in the garage and then attract few ladies. So yeah, or attract some people. I mean, no one, and even if you attract some people, right? Do you really want those people who got attracted to your bike and not your skills or for you as a person? Do you really want that? So yeah, this is something that has been running on my mind. I might probably do part 2, because it's just some random thoughts running on my mind, right? Which is not really structured, but that's the idea of this podcast. So there can be a lot of ooh, but yeah, this is what I want to say. So I hope that's why I say Indians don't deserve a superbike, because yeah, I mean, honestly, the roads are not really good. So, and the Indian government puts a lot of taxes on imported superbikes. So I think they are trying to say don't have it. I'm not saying don't have it. I mean, like I mentioned, I'm no one to say that. But just grow with it, man. Just grow with it. You're not going to. I understand you are going to lose time, but again, make the time worthwhile. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think I got stuck in a serious traffic. So let me see what to do here, and show me some love in the form of like, comments, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. A lot of other contents are also coming in with a. I have a lot of travel videos which I didn't have time to post it. Right now I'm just working to post it so that you guys can have a look and plan your ride. So yeah, oh man, I've been to Ladakh, but this is much more difficult than that, bro, because the tire just randomly slips. Fuck. Yeah.